Yeah, I mean, I can't even imagine something like that, let alone, having a plane full of people panicking. Tell us a little bit about how you de-escalated that situation and how it ultimately wrapped up.
So the area that I was sitting in near the cockpit, it was something where people were coming forward, and I just basically listened to what they had to say. The crew was behind me actually, and I was able to listen to what they had to their fears and their concerns, and to be able to say this is actually a safer place to be. They don't want us to be out in the actual airfield, which could be even more dangerous than it is right here, and that way the aircraft was unlikely to be a target, and of course it was not. And so that helped to calm people down and to say that, to give confidence in the crew, which, by the way, I need to give extremely strong accolades to the crew of the Fly Dubai aircraft, as well as, of course, the UAE, that did a wonderful job of hosting us in that country in terms of paying for our hotel bills and our food bills. It was quite astounding how they reached out to all of us.
Yeah.
Then we were able to get out, but as soon as we took off, there were two F-16 UAEs, or two UAE F-16s that escorted us into safe space away from the UAE, and that was quite an honor as well for them to take us under their wing, literally,
Yeah.
to help safeguard us as we went into Istanbul.
And so you could look out the window of your aircraft and see these fighter jets that are giving you that escort?
So I could not see them because they were flying behind us
Right.
to obviously be able to intercept the aircraft, but of course I knew that they were there because
Right.
they came up fast and furious. We boarded that aircraft on the fourth attempt, and we did it within 8 minutes. I've never seen an aircraft and the people be so orderly and the crew so professional. And they shut the door, and the pilot said, "We're leaving now." And that aircraft moved so fast down that apron and onto the runway. I mean, it was astounding how fast. There was no sitting around. We were off the ground and moving.
Yeah, that speaks obviously to the urgency that just about everyone feels in a moment like that, especially trained pilots and crews. We're so glad that you and everyone aboard that aircraft is okay. Give me an idea, though. I mean, you spoke to the professionalism of that flight crew. Obviously, we've heard some horror stories from the State Department and the embassies in the area. Is this just a symptom that should be expected during times of war, or do you think the United States maybe did not handle this in the best way possible?
I want to be very clear. As the Deputy Commanding General of U.S. Army Forces, the former Deputy Commander, I was able to, under my own authority in coordination with the State Department, to be able to do evacuation of civilians in harm's way while I was there. Small, very small. We're talking about 100, 150 people at a time. We were able to get those aircraft in there within 12 hours of notification. It was very sad that the comrades that we met there in the hotels from France and from Germany, even the Czech Republic, Spain, were all receiving notifications from their foreign ministries and their embassies saying, "Hey, we're going to be able to get you out. Here's how it's going to work and when you should expect it." Whereas when I contacted the two embassies, both in the UAE and Kuwait and other locations, they were literally in survival mode because, as you know, the administration reduced the budget of the State Department by almost half. So they were in survival mode. They were also under attack.
Right.
So I did feel abandoned. And as my fellow Americans, we did the best we could to find ways to be able to get out on our own.
Obviously, you are a high-ranking member of our military and armed forces and have served your country. But there's tens of thousands of Americans that are in the Middle East right now that maybe don't have your experience, that don't have your connections. What do you want to say to them at this time, or maybe advice that you might provide to them?
Well, do not lose hope. Do not lose hope at all. Keep on scheduling aircraft out on multiple airlines and be able to have a primary plan, a backup plan, a third plan, and a fourth plan. And also, by the way, I am hearing that the U.S. State Department is actually starting to do some charter flights. And so I think that's a very positive thing as well. The administration is finally saying, yes, we have an obligation to take care of our Americans the way that previous administrations have. So I hope this is moving in the right direction.
Yeah,
Don't lose hope.
Yeah, we thank you for that. And we do know that there is progress being made, at least 28,000 Americans evacuated from these conflict zones. That's retired Major General Randy Manner. Thank you very much, sir. And we're so glad that you were able to share your story with us today.
Yes.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.